1-1.
Start again. Just to go for that second bit. Performance anxiety.
1-2.
Okay. Picture this. A dive bar in the heart of Greenwich Village, Manhattan in the 1950s. It's smoky, there's someone playing a piano in the corner, and flirty women are on the prowl. Well, this is the backdrop for the origin story of Femme. We use femme in the queer community today as both a noun and as an adjective, and it means different things to different people, though not surprisingly, femme is always about being feminine. But the word is more nuanced and has many more shades of meaning than it appears at first blush. So let's examine its history and start from the very beginning, shall we? Initially, the word femme just meant young woman. It came from the French and crept into the English language via writers like Lord Byron. The Oxford English Dictionary credits the decadent bisexual poet with one of the earliest English language uses of the word in 1814. Divorce ruins the poor femme, Byron wrote in his letters and journals. Talk about a misogynist pig. The word took on a different shade of meaning when it migrated to America in the early 20th century. It became associated with queer folks, especially lesbian women, where femme became the counterpart to butch in lesbian relationships. The earliest printed use of this meaning is from the landmark 1932 Robert Scully novel, A Scarlet Pansy, which depicts New York queer life in the early 20th century. In a scene late in the novel, one of the characters asks a woman who he first mistook for a man, "Be candid. Which do you like? Femmes or others? I'll arrange anything you want." So a term for feminine queer women came into fashion and was crystallized in the working class bar culture of the 1940s and 50s, especially in New York. In these bars, all kinds of queer people from all genders intermingled, but the butch-femme dynamic between women pursuing each other ruled the space. But alas, femme fell out of favour in the lesbian separatist movement of the 1960s and 70s as the femme half of the femme-butch dynamic became insulting to women and was said to recreate oppressive heterosexual dynamics. Queer relationships shouldn't mirror straight relationships, the idea goes, so having one partner be butch and one partner be femme became significantly less acceptable. But with the increasing rise of queer liberation and the emergence of third-wave feminism in the 1980s and 90s, butch-femme dynamics began to re-emerge, and the term became relevant again. It was also around this time that femme became more popular, not just to describe women, but also gay men, though not in a good way. There was a place in the queer community for masculine women, but not feminine men, so femme men were deemed undesirable and relegated to the margins of the gay male community. This dynamic has been enshrined in the famous line from gay personal ads in the 1980s and 90s, "No fats, no femmes." Yet as the 2000s rolled around, there came the emergence of a broader range of queer positions and identities. With the emergence of trans people as a political force came the idea that gender doesn't have to exist in a binary of strictly man or woman. Feminine gay men started fighting against the idea that they should be automatically marginalized just for being femme. There even emerged the term high femme to mean a femme who took femininity to a fabulous performance level. Today, femme is an identity adopted not just by lesbian women, but has also been reclaimed as an identity by gay men who don't care to be stigmatized just for being feminine. It's also used by non-binary, gender non-conforming people who don't want to strictly identify as women, but are on the feminine end of the spectrum. In this way, the word femme mirrors the evolution of the queer community into a more inclusive and diverse place, able to hold an increasingly broader range of identities and realities. Now I can be femme, you can be femme, we can all be femme.